Hi, this is Farrah Moan, and you're listening to the Grizzly Kiki.
This is a Golden Fisherman exclusive.
You want fat fish? I'm gonna give it to you tasty. Bread it up, fry it, and dip it in the gravy. You want fat fish? Yeah, you know you wanna try it. Dip it in the butter, make the fat count higher. Higher, higher, higher.
Serving a classic salmon patty. For all you vegetarians and zucchini babies. Grizzly Kiki. Grizzly Kiki.
We want to thank you, the listener, for your support. Now we have a free and easy way for you to show us even more love. Before you shop on Amazon, go to grizzlykiki.com and click on Amazon in our menu bar. When you click through our link, Amazon gives us a small commission on everything you buy. There's no extra cost to you, as the money comes out of Amazon's pocket, not yours. And if you're in Canada or the UK, it works there too. So bookmark it, use it, and every time you buy from Amazon, you'll be helping us keep the Kiki going.
This is Grizzly Kiki.
I'm Robert, and all I want to do is love your body.
I'm Daniel, and the reason that the all-American boy prefers beauty to brains is that he can see better than he can think.
And we're kikiing with Farrah Moan. How are you?
My God, I'm so excited.
So are we.
I'm so excited. I can't even. I'm a huge fan of y'all's podcast. I really am. Y'all really dish it hard.
Oh, girl, we try. Or rather, we don't. It just kind of ends up that way.
Well,
yeah, I can tell there's not too much trying. Y'all just are yourselves, and I love it. I actually just hopped off the plane from Australia.
ooh,
And I'm not jet lagged, I don't think.
hanging out with koalas and
I
all
had an
that.
early morning. I actually didn't get to hang out with any koalas because I guess I was there during one of their biggest hurricanes ever. And so it rained pretty much all week in Queensland, and, I was in Brisbane. So we kind of got the tail end of all the rain and the flooding and all of that. So I didn't really get to do much of that fun Australian stuff. But some of my fans made sure to get me little stuffed animal koalas at my meet and greet, which was really sweet.
Aww, that's so sweet.
That's
I
like,
know.
that's so cute. Robert's nickname for me is Koala, so I have a soft spot for them. Oh, that's adorable.
And you were a part of your friend's fashion show while you were down there, right?
It wasn't a fashion show. It was actually just a jewelry launch party at his store.
Oh,
Cute.
So he did a collaboration with Ryan Storr, who's one of Australia's top jewelry designers, and the owner of this boutique. His name is Josh. He collaborated on a couple of pieces, and so they had me come and model them and go and network at their event. And then I also performed at Fluffy's in Brisbane, which was really cool.
Oh, what a cute name. I love it.
I love that.
Fluffy's?
Yes, that's adorable.
Oh, girl. Not only is it adorable, but this stage has a huge, gigantic stage, the best sound and the best lighting in all of Australia. And they hired 4 dancers for me, and I got lifted into the air. It was, amazing. The Real Housewives of Sydney were there hosting. It was it was such a cool night.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And you came back. That's the surprising part. I would have moved right in.
Well, after dealing with Cyclone Debbie, as they call it, I couldn't wait to get back to the West Coast, nice weather.
I can imagine. I mean,
Yeah. Are you from Las Vegas originally?
So I was actually born and raised in Houston, Texas. I lived there till I was 18. As soon as I dropped out of high school, I moved to Austin, and that's kind of where I got my drag start, in Austin, Texas. So I actually go really far back with Cynthia. We've known each other for almost 5 years. She's always just been so supportive of my drag and my career when a lot of people in Austin didn't really believe in me. So it was really special to get to have that experience with her on season 9.
wow.
That's awesome.
That's so interesting because, Texas, I mean, it's not just the land of, drag pageants, but, it's pageant land. And that's, you serve this, fishy pageant look. I'm surprised that you're saying that it wasn't, whatever.
Well received?
Yeah, well received. Like, were they blind? What happened?
Well, it's kind of complicated. I dealt with like a lot of toxic people in my life when I lived in Austin, Texas, that kind of like held me back from really going there. I don't know if y'all have ever been to Austin, but it's like also a really diverse drag crowd, and it's also a really heavily drag populated city. So it's hard to get really substantial work. It wasn't that I wasn't well received there. It's just that I couldn't really make a living doing full drag, and I couldn't really make a living doing my freelance makeup artistry there because, Austin, Texas, like, it's like the girls, they put on some mascara and a flower headband and go to a music festival. Like, they don't want to be like, they don't want to be terrorized really in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of work in Dallas actually, and they love like, sparkly, gorgeous, fishy drag. And so does Houston, Texas. But Austin, it's kind of like, keep Austin weird. A lot of the like well-receptive queens there do more of that like really avant-garde, like high, like super high drag kind of, I guess, freaky, cool kind of stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's really interesting. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
So what took you to Vegas?
Well, what brought me to Vegas was I always was inspired by like showgirls, especially like the old school showgirls, like what kind of started Vegas altogether. And I, for a few years now, I was thinking about relocating to the West Coast, and I knew that LA was too expensive, and there was no way I was ready for a city like LA. And I thought, could I really make it in Vegas? Like, I was like, I know I'm going to be like a small fish in a big pond there. And I know I kind of thought it was going to be expensive before I moved here. But when I actually looked, it was well within my price range. It was close enough to LA where I could work there and I could be a showgirl. And I put my resume into a bar called Share Nightclub, and they hired me right on the spot. They had me doing production numbers with boys from Cirque du Soleil, Zoom Manatee, and I kind of built my big family at Share Nightclub, and I guess grew from there.
Wow. We actually were at Share Nightclub like last February.
It was right after they announced season 8.
Yeah.
And you were there.
Yeah.
And...
Well, we went to, God, this is going to sound so shady, but you see, we don't even try. So I was terribly excited because I've been a fan of yours. Like, as soon as I heard your name and first saw your photo on Facebook, I'm like, I'm going to go against what I normally do and just add this, like, random drag queen because you were just so gorgeous. And we ended up going to Las Vegas to see Britney Spears. And I was like, look, I saw this flyer. Farrah Moan's going to be performing this Friday. We have to go. Like, she's awesome. Like, it's just stunning. And so we get there, and it turns out it's Derek Barry. And we have not said the kindest things about her on the podcast, but I was like, well, all right, let's go anyway. Because, well, let's see what this is all about, And we're watching Derek perform, and in walks in this like tiny little woman, and
it was Sandy at the end of Grease.
Yeah,
by
it was just
men.
yeah, and I was like, oh my God, that girl is so pretty. She's so little. And then I
think I know what night this was.
Yeah.
I was wearing kind of like Marilyn hair and a leather jacket.
Yeah, it was a pink Marilyn hair, and I think you had on like a white skirt or a white dress and these gorgeous like Pigalle Louboutins. And I looked down because you're so tiny. Like I'm sorry, I'm like fangirling, but I looked down and I looked at Robert and I go, "That's Farrah Moan. Look at her." And we just looked at you, and that was it. We just looked at you because we didn't know what to say. We were like, "She is so gorgeous," and I just had to share that with you because it was such a highlight for me. And I'm like, she is like super flawless in person, up close, like. Coming out like just in like a leather jacket and some pink hair, like
especially in the club lighting.
Yeah, like so. I just have to say,
oh my God,
like you practically did invent beauty. Like the memes are real.
Oh, thank you. I actually worked the door at Cher for a long time for a lot of those events. Whenever I wasn't performing, I was like the VIP door girl, and I would like walk our big customers to their bottle service tables and stuff like that and greet people when they came in. Mm-hmm. And I got to meet, working in Vegas is awesome, especially working the door because even though it doesn't sound like an ideal job for a lot of people, I got to meet every person that ever came to Vegas that came to that club. So the networking was great, and I was able to get my name out there. And I can't believe y'all got to see me. I loved it. I think it's so sweet when people say I look, just as good in person, because sometimes, we all use a little Facetune, but I try not to make it unrealistic.
You're a master of
I have no shame.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we had said hello, but I I personally don't like going up to people and being like, hi, like it's like I don't know. I always see it as like an invasion of their privacy or whatever. So I just like to look from afar.
Oh, but see, here's the thing. It would have made my entire night that someone knew who I was. It really would have. I'm like the one queen that you can go up to, and I'll be so happy and honored that someone cared to take time out of their day to come up to me. Like, that means a lot to me, because I've come from some really big struggles in life, and I've given up a lot to do drag, and it still means the world to me when it's actually appreciated and that people like what I'm doing. Like, I just can't even explain how much it means.
Aw, that's nice to hear. I mean, so you talk about struggles with doing drag. What has been kind of the biggest struggle? Because girls go through like an obstacle course of struggles just to do this art form. What's been the biggest struggle for you?
Well, I've actually, I think doing it in Austin, it was a really big struggle for me. It was really hard to keep my bills paid, because I knew that if I got a day job at the point that I was starting to get right before I moved, that I would be sucked into a day job and I wouldn't be able to do drag anymore. And I was determined to do whatever I had to do to make sure that I kept drag as a priority. Mm-hmm. So I went without a lot of stuff. And there was one point when I was living with 7 other roommates that all had different friend groups. There was never any privacy. There was always cans of beer, like, stacked up to the ceiling. Like, it was just, I mean, I was homeless for 3 weeks and lived out of Motel 6s. And I mean, I just was not going to give up. I knew that I believed in myself enough to know that I was going to get my break soon. I just had to keep going. Mm-hmm. And I think that was like, obvious. I mean, as soon as I got out of Texas and moved to Vegas, like I was given a livable wage. Mm-hmm. And I had, a budget for my costuming. I didn't have to, it was just a missing piece of my puzzle that I needed to really make my dreams happen, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And it took you believing in yourself.
Truly.
Yeah.
I hate to be cheesy and quote people, but one thing that really struck with me was last year on season 8. But mind you, by this time I was already living in Vegas. But when my friend Cynthia got eliminated, she said, "Don't ever stop believing, even if you're the only person that believes in yourself." And I kind of get emotional just thinking about it, because it's so true. In life, there are always going to be a lot of people that don't believe in you. You really have to just believe in yourself,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I was curious to kind of take it in a different direction. I was curious about your love for Farrah Fawcett. What made you fall in love with her?
I've been in love with her ever since I first saw Charlie's Angels as a little kid. I just thought she was the most beautiful woman on earth, literally. And she looked at when my mom was younger, she actually looked a lot like Farrah Fawcett as well, and which a lot of my drag inspiration has come from my mother as well. But there's actually this designer that I know in Texas that got to meet Farrah Fawcett, and a few years ago, he was actually telling me the story about how he met her and how she was just the most humble and sweet and kind, and just oozed beauty from within, and from just everything about her was beautiful and perfect. And he it's stories like that about her that really make me love her, because she changed so many people's lives, and just by literally just being her. And I love that.
Yeah. She's such an inspiration. Speaking of Charlie's Angels, we wanted to know if you had to recast Charlie's Angels, who were 2 queens that you would cast to be part of the group with you?
Well, oh my gosh, this is an easy one, especially if they're from season 9. I don't know if y'all saw, when they first announced the cast, they edited the Powerpuff Girls, and it was me, Valentina, and Aja.
Yep. That was so good.
Yeah, I think that we would make a sick little Charlie's Angels trio.
Yeah.
I could definitely see Aja as a spy. like very easily.
Well, I can see like Valentina with her little rhinestone nude gloves with the rhinestone nails on them, and her like perfect makeup and some like big hair, like in a tight like little 70s bell bottom, like with the turtleneck. And same with Aja. Oh, it would be so fierce.
Oh my God, the three of you, like I can't. The three of you on that show are just like giving me life. And like I don't know, like we know Aja, but like we haven't gotten to know you or Valentina. And you with your like your like hand movements in the last Untucked, just I wanted to die. And Valentina's confessionals are ridiculous. Like.
Well, what's funny? I'm kind of surprised that I didn't get too many confessional shots in the last episode. I think there's just so many girls they had to highlight certain ones because I kind of didn't get a lot of airtime.
Girl, you just gotta be louder and louder. Like just
and don't hit anything while you're doing your confessional.
Yeah, but
oh my God! You know what's so funny about that? So when that happened, they actually had me redo it, and because I guess they thought, oh, you just hit the microphone, we can't use that. But then I guess they thought it was adorable, so they ended up using it anyways. It's so funny. My little shenanigans in those little confessionals are going to be great. Like I really hope that everyone gets to see them.
I mean, I'm loving it. I mean, we're loving it so far.
Absolutely.
It really this season. It's only 2 episodes in, and it's so entertaining.
Right.
Like beyond. I can't.
I'm so hooked.
I can't. And like your little
I
outfit.
thought it was going to be so awkward. The white party one.
Oh my God, like
Are you
that.
talking about the white party one?
Yes, I was so wanting you to say a little tish, a little ass, a little cook when you were coming down the runway, because for some reason in my head that's what you were saying, channeling Jasmine Masters. But that like it was anyway. You just look so gorgeous. So yes.
Well, we know.
Oh, thank you.
We know that you have to go soon, but we wanted to do like a word association game with all of your season 9 sisters. You can give us a read, whatever comes to mind. So we're going to start with Aja.
Aja, I'm going to say, oh man, I'm so bad at thinking on the spot. Aja, fantastic, totally entertaining.
Alexis Michelle.
Oh my gosh, Subway fish, fabulous.
Yes.
Charlie Hides.
Charlie Hides. Hopefully me when I'm older.
Cynthia Lee.
She's so fucking beautiful. It's insane.
Oh, yeah.
Cynthia Lee Fontaine, angel, just angel.
Eureka O'Hara.
Eureka O'Hara. She is a bombshell. 100%.
James Mansfield.
James Mansfield, the sweetest, most amazing girl ever, and I still am living for her meme video of her rolling into the galaxy.
That was a good one. That was definitely a good one. Kimora Black.
Oh my God, just sex.
Sex, I like that. Nina Bonina Brown.
Even though stoning is for ugly people.
Right, though?
Nina I know she said that, right? She said that in her confessional as I'm rhinestoning her costume.
I'm like, girl.
I love it. Nina Bonina Brown, gosh, just artistic in every way possible.
Peppermint.
Oh my gosh, another angel and legend. I was so starstruck to even be able to be in the same contest as her. I've been watching her videos for almost a decade now. Just overall, just incredible.
Work. Sasha Velour.
Oh, Sasha Velour, a mastermind of artistic ability and a huge inspiration.
Shea Coulee.
Shea Coulee, Miss Shady Kool-Aid. Just talent. When I think Shea Coulee, I think talent, charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent.
Trinity Taylor.
Trinity Taylor, she is a hoot, but also just extremely, extremely talented. Beyond, I mean, I wish I could say more. She's incredible.
And last but not least, Valentina.
Valentina, the little girl. She is just a fabulous little sparkle of Latina beauty.
Right, though?
Amazing.
Isn't she so? Oh, my God.
I think she's so adorable.
I want to, like, eat her up. I want to eat all of you guys up. You're just all, like, I want a shelf of season 9. That's it.
Oh my God, could you imagine a little bobblehead of all the season 9 girls?
Oh my God. Stop
Little
it.
pop dolls of all of you. Well, thank you so much, Farrah, for doing this with us. Tell all of our listeners where they can find you and remind them where they could watch you every Friday.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Farrah Rise. Keep a lookout on my Twitter for my announcement of my YouTube channel. And you can watch me on RuPaul's Drag Race every Friday on VH1.
Wonderful.
I'm so happy I got to be on that little podcast.
I know, and we would once you have more time, we'd love to have you back on for a long form interview once all of the cuckoo-ness has calmed down for you. But thank you so much for.
Well, and I feel like I need to explain my drag name explanation because a lot of people actually literally believe that I don't know what a Farrah Moan is, which is so funny because obviously that's what my name is. But I just don't take myself too seriously, and I thought, you know what? Let's make a joke about it. You know, I'm the first to make jokes about anything regarding me.
Right.
Whenever I start taking myself too seriously, I feel so weird. I'm like, So, yeah, moan because I'm a whore, whatever. Even though everyone knows I'm totally not.
I like when we heard that on Tony Soto's podcast when Shay said that, I was like, no, like of all the girls, I was like, no, we don't, no, we love her. And it's totally genuine. We were like crushed. We said, oh no.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't the first time I had heard people be a little upset that I didn't state the obvious, so it's fine. You know, my sense of humor, it either goes well or people are like, what?
Yeah. Well, we think you're just funny and gorgeous, and like I can't wait. I mean, we can't wait to see what else you're going to do on the show. So here's to season 9.
Oh, yes. Here's to season 9. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Welcome back home, and enjoy your rest if you have any.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Right?
So we are Grizzly Kiki on everything. Be sure to follow us.
And you can send your questions to grizzlykiki@gmail.com, and maybe we'll read yours on the air.
And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes.
So until next time,
Bye.
bye.
Bye.